These are my audience members. Did you know that African American women have the highest death rate among women for things such as cardiovascular disease, and that obtaining health insurance can help lower this rate? During the 2008 presidential election, there were nearly 46 million Americans who were uninsured. I think that we can all agree that that number for those uninsured is far too high, and that a change needs to be made. And that participating in the purchase of health insurance can lower those deaths among Americans, especially minorities. It's time to take responsibility for our own health and help reduce the death rate among African American women and health issues. Today, we're going to take a look at health insurance and the risks that African American women have on not being insured. I will also encourage you to make a decision that yourself as well as others are insured. So let's take a look at some of the facts about the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act and how it affects minorities and African American women. The Patient and Affordable Act is a law that was signed in March of 2010 in an effort to reform the American health care system and provide insurance to the millions of Americans uninsured. There are 10 main components to this law. One of them is it prohibits insurance companies from excluding coverage to people with pre-existing conditions such as pregnant women or people with cancer. Before, you may have tried to purchase insurance, and if you had one of those conditions, they could deny you. They can no longer do that. There's also a law that it also requires everyone to obtain a minimal form of health insurance, or you'll be at risk of a fine. Just as if when you're claiming your taxes at the beginning of the year, if you try to file and you haven't had insurance the entire year, you can be charged for that. There's penalties. According to the American Heart Association, Black women have the highest death rate among women with cardiovascular disease, which is the leading cause of death among women. According to womenshealth.org, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and even HIV and AIDS are just a few of the long list of health conditions among African American women. Uterine fibroids are also one of the most common pelvic tumors in women and are 3 times common in African American women than white women. Now that we have looked at statistics, let's look at why. These rates are high because African American women are unaware and they don't have access to preventable services. A good starting point would be preventative services, which are provided under most healthcare plans. The plans also provide no out-of-pocket costs for screenings such as high blood pressure and diabetes tests, which can help save lives and be detected if detected early. I'm sure that you will agree that having health insurance can improve the overall health of the nation and especially among African American women. We can make the improvements by being aware of the preventative services and obtaining health insurance. So let me ask you a question. Can you think of some ways that can help you influence others into getting health insurance?
By letting them know it could save their life if they get health insurance.
Yes, that's one main reason, because like I said before, a lot of people are unaware that having health insurance can provide those services. Are there other ways you can make a difference by informing those of preventative services, such as what insurance options are available? Because you know some workplaces, they provide insurance, or they have the Obamacare insurance where you can go purchase online. You have Medicaid, you have CHIPS. There are all kinds of services that you can go to get insurance. So if you think of any other way to inform someone of getting those services, what kind of services would you suggest? What would be the first thing that you would think of to suggest to someone?
Maybe for women's health, there's such thing called women's Medicaid, so I think sometimes they offer it at the hospital. You know, you can go and talk to someone about the women's Medicaid. So I would refer somebody to that.
And that's another good point.